Here's an oddball fan, something you don't see every day. Looks kind of like a 120 millimeter computer fan, and that's sort of what it is, but not quite. Here's the information here. This is impedance protected, made in West Germany. It's 115 volts, 50 or 60 hertz, which will use 15 or 14 watts. The entire fan is metal. This thing weighs a ton. No matter how much I try to press and twist and smash, you can't break this thing. It is incredible. It's 120 volts, like I said. The blades are metal. You can hear that. And look how free that spins. That's just cast into it. I don't know if that's how and why, but it's there. If ever you encounter a fan like this, the airflow on this blows this way. Sometimes they have an arrow on them right there that shows the direction of airflow, and that is indeed the way the air moves. If you do happen to stick your finger in here, it'll hurt you, but it won't harm you. If you happen to stick your finger in the air, you're going to be wrapping your fingers up for a week. No, I didn't do that once. Otherwise, how would I know, right? But anyway, we do want to see this run. So how do you power a fan with no cord? That's all it's got. So I just happen to have this ancient cord. It's very thin, but still the insulation is in good shape. Non-polarized, you know, like suicide plug. If you're not grabbing these two things, wet hands, you just short yourself right out, blow yourself up good. The other end of it has a connection like that. A lot of electric shavers use that. I wouldn't be surprised if this was for one of those man-sized Remington shavers.
To prove to you that the man-sized Remington electric shaver will give you a close, comfortable shave, no matter how tender your skin, no matter how tough your beard.
Or even the Lady Remington, because they did so much in the way of advertising. So, little plug, but it just so happens that it fits right over those, and with another hand, it seats right down in and makes for a very nice connection. So that works. We'll plug this in. I'm doing some other stuff here, so my other outlets are filled. So when I turn that timer on, the fan will run. So now it's up to speed. It takes quite a few seconds. Now I'm going to shut this off, and you won't believe the completely ridiculous spin down time on this. As soon as you hear the click, and there we go, finally coming to a halt. That was unreal. Now, that is sick. Now let's get another startup. I'm going to turn it around because I want you to hear the startup sound. Yes, little fan like this has a startup sound, and I think a pretty damn cool one. It's kind of got like a whoom, 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 whoom as it starts up. So that's kind of awesome. Don't touch the thing when it's running. You will chop your fucking fingers off. I told you. Don't fuck with these things when they're all metal. I'm sure you can hear the airflow. So let's do this the right way, okay? I'm tired of the bullshit with people hanging a little fucking toilet paper roll with one sheet left on it. Oh, wow, it moves. What does that tell me? That air is coming out? Of course fucking air is coming out. It's a fucking fan. Let's put some numbers to the situation. This device is called an anemometer. It measures wind speed. It is currently set to feet per minute. Now, what's the difference between 5 feet per minute and 10 feet per minute? You don't know, and I can't tell you. But what you do know is that 10 is bigger than 5, so 10 means more air is being moved. That will give you a good indication. You can go from fan to fan to fan, and if this one puts out 10, and that one puts out 20, and that one puts out 30, obviously the one that puts out 30 moves more air than the one that puts out 10. So here is an anemometer. It has a little fan in it, and that reads 866, 846, depending how close you get, of course. You know, right up to it, it's actually a 1082, 1063, somewhere in there. Obviously, the farther back. So there also has to be some sort of like, you know, 6 inches away kind of thing, which I'll guesstimate is that. It's at, oh, somewhere in the 530 range, 537. So now we know how much air this puts out. We don't know for sure what it means, but we can compare numbers and know that a bigger number is better. This happens to be sitting here now, and what I will do is turn off the power and we can watch that go down. It's off. See if I can show you everything there. And the anemometer is stalled at this point because the airflow is almost non-existent. In other words, it can't overcome the friction of the vane over here. So we'll let that stop. I'll turn it back on and show you. The numbers go up, and of course it should read exactly what it did before. So we'll just wait a second for that to stop. I'll turn it back on. And we're getting back into that 500 range. I don't know how accurate this thing actually is, but at least we could put a number to it instead of seeing some shitty paper move that doesn't mean a fucking thing. At least now we have a number. This is not cubic feet per minute, this is feet per minute. But that's what this measures. There are other measurements, but none of it is really going to help anybody. So that's really the best measurement for small things like this. And that's it. So this is the EBM 120 millimeter fan that is made in West Germany of pure awesomeness and metal, and will probably never die. Oh, what am I going to do with it? I have some other ones too. And the original one, plus some of these, are going to help cure an age-old problem at Jay's Bar. And that is, when you drink, you get hot. And to fix that kind, I have this fan over here, I have a video on this. There's just not enough light here. But it, as long as it's plugged in, it should work. Nope, not plugged in. So that'll start up. This hasn't been oiled in probably since I installed it, so it's probably due. It works. It moves air. Oh, wait! Let's get the anemometer and fucking compare! Okay, what do we say? About 6 inches away? So we'll go maybe about here somewhere. And this is reading 1100, almost 1100. Hopefully you can see. So we know that this one moves more air than this one. And how much more? We can put a number to it. What does that relate to in real life? Well, if it's twice the amount, it moves twice the amount of air. What a concept! Numbers actually work. Anyway, I digress. That's there, and that helps to blow over all of the bar stools. But when you're sitting here, you need something else. This is going to mount up, I think here, like this. Eventually. I don't know when I'm ever going to do this, but it's going to mount up somewhere about there, which is right above this bar stool. And then the other fans will go above that bar stool and etc. all the way down. So that is the plan, Stan, of what I'm going to do with this, as well as the other ones that I have. Maybe I'll make videos on those when the time to install these in the ceiling is here. And what I also want to do when it finally comes down to it that this will happen is I will have a switch probably on the cord up in the corner there, and whoever's at the end can go and flip that on. And well, maybe that's not even the best way. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. But basically, when you kick that on, you'll have 4 fans up here and this guy. And I think at that point, depending on the temperature and depending how much you drink, you might even get cold and say, can I turn them off for a while? You know, so we have ways. Anyway, and what's also really nice is that right behind the door here is the AC vent, and this fan helps to bring all of that over. Now I know taking air from the ceiling isn't a wise idea necessarily, but hey, a ceiling fan does it, right? Hot air at the ceiling blows down and somehow it works, right? Well, if you actually feel it with that fan up there, it works pretty nice. Have a drink on me. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit like, make sure you hit subscribe, and take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.